Mm.
I've got a lot to say, can't hold it in this time. Got no filter, I got no filter. 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 No filter, I got no filter.
Y'all want to ride some of the coolest bikes around? Just Us e-bikes. Check out these cool, fast beach cruisers. We've got many styles, colors, sizes, men's, women's, you name it, we got it. The best looking bikes around. Check us out, justusebikes.com.
And welcome to Tuesday Night Show or Hangout, whatever it's called. I can't stand it that Nick doesn't watch Krista and I mouth his commercial. He never looks at us ever. And me and Krista are wording it word for word.
Lip syncing it.
And Nick doesn't appreciate it. He's like, whatever. I'm still just trying to figure out where I can put another Ferrari in my 16-car garage. Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. You could put it in North Carolina or South Carolina.
North Carolina.
Yeah, North Carolina. Whatever it is. Charlie, stop beating the couch or just licking the couch. Whatever you're doing over there, weirdo. Well, so tonight we have no scheduled anything. We're just going to talk about
a little bit of a scheduled something.
Whatever Krista has up her sleeve, which is going to be really interesting because she has no sleeves.
Rubbing out my sleeves. No, I was just going to talk about candy.
Oh, well, okay. So, Mr. Will, how are we doing, sir?
I'm doing great. Yeah. Always enjoy Tuesday nights. We never know what we're going to end up talking about. And to this point, we still don't know what we're going to end up talking about, but we'll find out together.
We literally just, Nick was here on time. Will was here more on time than normal, but we still never talked about what we were talking about on the show. We pretty much just absolutely wing it.
Yeah.
Wing it. Mr. Nick, how we doing tonight, sir?
I'm doing good. Waiting on some rain, but we're doing good.
Awesome.
You guys will watch it out that back window there.
Yeah, see? I'll let you see some.
That's very nice.
I'll let you see if it rains.
Miss Krista, how you doing tonight?
I'm good. Yeah.
I know you should be doing great. I've seen your husband.
I know.
Anyways, all right. So the news about our daughter, she just had. You could tell the story.
Yeah. So
Charlie.
She had surgery yesterday on her incision to do like a scar revision. So I'm guessing probably took about that much on the side and super glued her together. So, and she's got some internal sutures in the inside, but hopefully a better scar than what she had originally. So
cool.
So what do? Take that, they just cut that scar out and then just fold the skin back to it without staples or outside sutures?
Correct. Yeah. So they use super glue. And it's actually the same guy who did 3 of my reconstructive surgery on my leg. So he would cut out and then just pull the skin together. I think the super glue will definitely give her a better scar than it might be
less
noticeable.
of a scar. Yeah.
Less of a scar.
Yeah, because where she had it, she had the staple. You could see the staples, the whole gnarly looking scar. So,
and being 25 years old, young woman, she doesn't care to have that attached to her.
She feels very self-conscious about it, and we didn't raise her that way, so hopefully this makes her happy.
Anyways,
so no pictures, huh?
Not yet.
Yeah, we haven't even
band.
seen it. Yeah, she's got a band.
She's got a tight band to keep the swelling down and everything, so it doesn't pop open or anything. So
Andy said
Andy
mini tummy tuck.
Yeah.
She's maybe 105 pounds. I don't know what they're tucking.
No, there's-
Yeah.
There's nothing to talk. That's exactly right.
yeah.
Yeah, she's got nothing to.
She's a little tiny thing.
Oh. Anyway, so you guys, Will, you don't fly anymore. That's cool. Thank God.
I mean, you would think I'm you know, I got to get out there and do it. Just too damn hot. Yeah. Oh well, got coming up the end of the month. That's like what, a couple of weeks.
It's not really that hot. It's not really that hot in the morning.
Yeah.
No, it's not, but it's hot in the afternoon. I tell you, I went for my walk today, and I try to walk like 3-4 miles a day if I can. And it was like 95 freaking degrees. I'm just, when I get back, I'm drenched in sweat. So I get halfway through the neighborhood, and I see these 2 fire trucks come in. You know, like when somebody calls 911, you know how they like send everything because
Right.
they need. So I get a little bit past the road where they turned down and continued my walk. And here come more fire trucks. There were like 12 freaking fire trucks. And I mean the big ones, you know, the huge fire trucks. I'm like, dang, I got to turn around. So I turned around. Now, it's a long story short, a house burned down. Nobody got hurt. No dogs, pets, nothing like that. But I didn't realize there were that many freaking fire trucks in the county.
I was thinking that maybe you left some fish sticks in the toaster oven or something.
Yeah.
Uh,
It's hard to burn the house down with a microwave, I've discovered.
I don't know.
Good point.
Depends on what
I
you
have
put in
not
it.
either.
I got home today and I don't know. I mowed the yard Thursday last week. Got home today and I was like, Jesus, this thing needs to be mowed. So at 4:05, I started mowing the yard, which was a bad idea because it's still like 96 at that time here.
Yeah.
Whew.
my backyard looks like Jurassic Park.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I got it cut around the house, but down the mountain, it's grown up 3 foot.
Like, who has a mountain in their backyard? Oh, never mind.
Yeah, I know, right?
You walked
It's named-
right into that, Nick. You did.
Yeah.
Just
It's named after him, I'm sure. Found
My half acre mountain out back. I got to cut it.
yeah.
It makes a great backdrop for all your Ferraris in the
Yeah.
backyard.
It does.
Just a mountain.
Dude, I've got 2.5 acres, and I used to mow it myself, but no more. I just let someone else deal with that because, like you said, it is freaking hot out there, and the mower doesn't go fast enough. And if you make the mower go faster, it'll go faster, but it won't cut. You know, so no.
I just bought a Cobalt self-propelled battery operated
Yeah.
mower, and that thing you can adjust the speed on it. And when I first got it, I put it on high, and I was walking behind it, more or less getting dragged behind it. That thing freaking will go. I'm like, why am I out of breath? And it's because I'm trying to keep up with this damn lawnmower. That thing's in the middle section now, like in the middle zone, and walk behind it.
It's his new toy.
Yeah, I still got it. I got a new I got a combo, a weed eater and blower, 40 volt with that, and love that. That the weed eater and blower work great. And then I just got to get the edger. The edger's a little expensive.
Don't
But-
you need a wing?
Huh?
Don't you need a wing?
Oh.
No, I need my yard to look good though. My front yard is looking good. That backyard with 2 dogs, you can forget about all that. That is just
Hey, about electric. Have y'all seen any electric buses around? What is that?
You were talking about your kit or whatever. I'm sold on the Ryobi brand because they don't ever change their battery. I mean, but not including going from 12 volt to 18 volt, they got to change it. But they always have the same exact battery. And this is the electric weed eater here. I've been real happy with it, man. I've been happy with all their stuff.
well. I ended up with Cobalt.
But the Cobalt, the blower and the weed
Weed
eater take the same battery.
Correct.
The
Yeah.
lawnmower obviously doesn't.
Now-
but
I can get a edger without the battery, which is about $130 cheaper. But it uses the same battery as the other two. There's no way I
don't
can
know, you
use
haven't
all
tried
three. I was on my last cell or the last bar today after I was done weed eating and blowing everything off. So
have y'all seen these electric buses running around? I know
No.
Bill H just said he's got one. Like I come home today and like a Max bus, and all it says is electric EV something down the side of it. Full blown bus. I'm like, how are
So
they
what?
driving that thing?
So what do they
Wait till
stop?
it's
I feel like I'm stupid.
What?
An electric bus that doesn't have a driver, like
No,
stopping
it's got a driver. It's an electric bus instead of diesel.
Oh, okay.
We call that a manual bus because it's got a driver.
Yeah, it's a manual electric,
Yeah.
Okay.
not
Just like-
automated.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Like I said, I felt stupid, and then I was like,
I've not seen one. It was crazy looking.
I'm gonna
we
go.
don't have one.
I'm gonna go ahead and tell Greg Glaney you can keep all that nonsense talk. Ooh, I'm struggling at 74 degrees.
Yeah. Okay.
By the way, Greg, I am level 25 on Pokemon. I'm just saying, for what it's worth.
Oh my goodness.
How warm does it get in Maine? It's July.
No, that's like north of Canada.
Yeah, damn near.
Yeah. But I'm just asking.
You can have grizzly bears and polar bears in Maine.
Yeah, polar bear.
Iceland and all that stuff.
Yeah. Greg, what are you doing up there? He ain't from Maine. He's from Atlanta, right?
I don't know.
Georgia area.
I know where these people are from.
You don't know where Will's from.
Will is from.
You
Florida.
didn't either. He said South Carolina.
It's North Carolina. You're right.
I know.
You are from Florida.
Where's
Oh, originally from Florida. Yeah, that's
All
right.
right.
where's Nick originally from?
I'm still gonna go with Alabama.
Do either one of you two know where Krista's originally from?
Will does.
Yes.
Nick, do you know originally?
No idea.
Round on the ends, high in the middle. Ohio.
Down on the edge and high in the middle.
No.
That's
No.
it's
Should've known.
Yeah.
Ohio.
Yeah. I'm
You
from
know,
Ohio.
something tells me I think that's where J.D. Vance is from.
Joni got it right.
Yep.
Thank you, Joni.
Hey,
Joni.
Joni, what's going on?
She's
Angela got it right too. Greg did too.
yeah.
I don't have the chat up. I have to believe you guys.
Lower Alabama.
Are you
Yeah.
from Alabama? Originally.
Nick.
Yes.
Okay. See, got it right.
Nick knows the answer to this question.
Oh.
How do you circumcise a guy from Alabama? You got to kick his sister in the lower jaw.
Oh man, dude.
That's brutal.
Hey, Nick, thanks for showing up on the show.
I'm glad I could make it here tonight. Thank y'all. I'm glad I can make it. God.
Oh,
He can use that about any southern state, not just Alabama.
yeah, you know.
I figured he'd dig that further out of Louisiana somewhere instead of Alabama. Dang.
I would say West Virginia, but that's just me.
That is the state for lovers.
Ohio makes fun of.
Is it Virginia or West Virginia is the state for lovers?
There's a lot of people in Ohio from West
Virginia
Virginia.
is the state for lovers.
Okay.
Mhm.
West Virginia used to be, I think, Wonderful, Wet, and Wild, which I guess they figured wasn't. I don't know. It's just too moist, I guess. They changed it now to.
Oh,
It's just, I don't know, man. Wild, maybe. I don't know.
All right.
They did.
I feel like this is a trivia game that we play here constantly. Like, what is this?
what's this?
Well, we got Keith Gray in the house, John Wayne, Greg Laney. I'm gonna go through this. Paramom USA. I never get to do this. Tony Mazzano. Mazzano.
Post Virginia.
Mazzano.
Yeah, you're real slow though. You got to go faster.
Angela Preslick. Bill H again. Greg Laney again. Paramom John Wayne. Nick J. Kramer.
Slowing down there, Shane.
And Andy's in the house. We had Daddy Dutch Barbecue was in the house. He might still be here. Joni McElroy.
Johnny.
I'm glad she's supportive because her husband ain't here. Dana Sheets, Mr. Dana 54.
Dana.
I'm gonna go with Mountain State.
No.
Well, I don't know what to look up.
West Virginia.
I looked that up, and now it's telling me y'all. It's giving me all the catchphrases.
Nick,
Holler,
did I say
Rick.
Nick? Oh, the other Nick, and then we had Nick J. I think I said that.
Smooches.
Did you get Kramer?
Yes, I said
And
Kramer.
Tony Marzano?
Yes, I said that because I messed up his name.
Did you get Will Fly?
Nope.
No.
Didn't even see that guy.
Oh, you missed Angela. You didn't say
Angela
Angela Preslick.
Yeah.
Hold on. Oh, 555 is in the house. He's
What's
in
up,
Maryland.
What was
Hold
the
on.
temperature there today in Maryland?
In Maryland.
Up there by well, that's up there by Virginia.
Maryland fried chicken. Best chicken around.
Probably 60, 65.
I don't know, man. I mean, because
See,
it was warmer than that. North Carolina.
101. That's crazy.
101. Where? Where?
That's what he said it was.
In Maryland.
Maryland. I really need to have the chat up, but I can't see anybody.
Read mine.
He's so
Holy
funny.
crap. That's hot.
Well, you don't need to see us. Medic.
Oh, it's date night for Joni and Mark.
Uh-oh.
Tony is. Must be going well for Mark.
Joni, you by yourself? That's a great date night.
Okay, he
Yeah.
said Virginia's for lovers.
Virginia's for lovers. Let me just.
I know.
Okay,
look
so
at
here's
that.
how
Will.
You type in West Virginia state motto.
State motto, see? We're the Sunshine State.
Oh, well, no, it's not really their state motto is Montani Semper Liberi. Mountaineers are always free.
It's the redneck version, Will.
Look at the slogan. Yeah. The slogan. Yeah, that's the same thing. But I know they don't have that on their freaking license plate, and I won't be able to read it.
So it's what's on their license plate?
Wild and wonderful. And it used to be wet, wild, and wonderful.
Okay.
Well, I just want to say, I want everybody to notice, anytime y'all go to a fly-in and Shane's there, you can be more than happy to bring this for me, just so you know.
You know where he can get it the most? Kentucky.
It is Kentucky bourbon barrel beer.
I'm sorry. It cracks me.
I thought I was outsmarting the system when I was in Kentucky coming back and I seen it at the convenience store. I was like, oh, it's got to be cheaper here. Nope.
This is what Greg thought the West Virginia was.
What, Will?
What Greg says, the West Virginia slogan, that was his answer to it. Give me moonshine or give me death.
Oh.
And
Yeah.
then the other
That's a good one.
Nick said he's I'm wet, wild, and wonderful. Only Sam says that. Only Sam.
So Ohio, it says, with God, all things are possible. And I don't think that's right.
I don't think so either. I think Ohio is
I don't even want to know. I don't want to know.
I think Ohio is where meth is made.
Yeah, and J.D. Vance is from.
Who?
J.D. Vance, the next vice president of the United States.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
You didn't know about him?
Nope.
No,
I know.
we're not talking politics.
No, we're not. No.
Ohio State slogan is second in flight.
Birthplace in Ohio.
Oh, Ulysses S. Grant.
Yeah, Ulysses S. Grant. Krista and I have been there.
Yeah, literally his birth, where he grew up, and birthplace is
Like 10
Like,
minutes.
5 miles from where I grew up.
Yep. Didn't help her none.
Wait. So you mean like close to the farm?
No.
No, I grew.
So when
That's on the hill. I grew up in the valley,
yeah, she
down by the river.
down by the sea.
I can show you where I grew up, but you'd have to come to the family farm so I can take you there.
Well, how far is it from the family farm? The Grant tomb or whatever.
Maybe
it is
15 minutes.
Just
maybe.
down the hill.
Down the hill. Yeah.
Yeah, it's off 52.
She don't know where 52 is.
Yeah, I don't know what
52.
you're talking about.
Dave Purdon's is off of 52. 52 runs all the way across the state of Florida, Ohio.
So is that Grant's tomb or is that just where he was?
Is
Right.
born.
His birthplace.
Okay.
Kind
I would like
kind of like.
House Secret. It's awesome.
Okay, so Will, let me explain it. So you have the birthplace of the Wright brothers, and then you have first flight.
Yeah.
So this is where Ulysses S. Grant was born,
Yes.
and there's a little
Birthplace.
well there,
Yeah.
and
Yes. It is cool.
Yeah. I would like to see it. I mean, is it like a museum or is it just kind of a marker?
Just a
It's a-
marker.
it's a
You can look in
house.
the window and like walk around the whole place. It's not huge, but I don't know, it's pretty inspirational.
I'd still like to see it. Yeah. And John, yes, I am, and proud of it.
you said it's inspirational.
I do. I think
What?
Ulysses S. Grant was a great president.
Oh,
Not
not
my
not his birthplace. Like
I am from the place that's known as the President's State. Right, Will?
Kristen, yeah, you are. You are.
There are more presidents that came from Ohio than any other state.
oh, Mark McElroy snuck
Yeah.
in here, and I just missed him. What did he?
Therefore, one that lived right down the street from me, obviously way before I was born, it's cool.
Hey, Mark, I heard it's your date night tonight. I hope you shaved.
Gosh.
I do think Mark wants to have us bring up something.
Yes, he does.
Here, Dave Wolf put,
Oh,
how old is Krista that she would know that he was such a great president?
I love history. Huge, big history buff. I love trivia. I love all that. But he's not my favorite president, and the president is my favorite. I was definitely not old enough for. But I think people who change America into what they are good presidents. I'll leave it at that. Like I said, we are not talking
You're
politics.
way off on politics if somebody's not talking politics tonight.
I said
No, I'm not talking about politics.
There's certain edges, isn't she?
Krista is.
I'm not.
She wanted to talk about damn birthplace of
Ulysses S. Grant.
a president.
First, again, I came from,
How many presidents were born in Ohio?
I believe it's 7.
Do you know the name of these 7s?
Will is taking care of
What?
that right now.
He's Googling it.
No, I don't even know what you said. I'm doing something else.
All right, fine.
And Keith Gray said Ohio, the state with the most uncle daddies.
I disagree with that one, but okay.
And to answer your question, Grant was a Republican. Just saying.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't ask because I already knew.
Hey, let's guess. Let's guess Krista's favorite president. That's in the chat. Anybody want to guess who Krista thinks was the greatest president in her opinion?
And it's was because this person
You mean in history or in your life?
Yeah.
No,
in history.
in history.
History.
I'm gonna go with Lincoln because he was a Republican.
2 feet in a heartbeat. What's going down?
Anybody else guessing, or is it
Oh,
just Will?
Well,
Andy says Reagan.
Okay,
Andy said Reagan.
Reagan. I was alive for Reagan,
Teddy.
but he has passed. What?
And John Wayne said Teddy.
Teddy
Roosevelt.
Okay.
Wait, you weren't even alive for Teddy.
She doesn't have to be alive. It's her favorite president.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. That's right. Yeah.
They were talking politics.
Roy says Lincoln.
I know.
Mark said Lincoln.
Who was the president on the HBO? Oh, Kevin Spacey. Remember that show? I think it might not have been HBO, but it was. He was president, and his wife ended up being the president. And it was a political show, not just politics. It was more, like drama and stuff like that. It was pretty good.
I was correct. There were 7 presidents born in Hawaii.
Hawaii.
Wow.
Do you know on Sundays it's against the law in in Hawaii to laugh at a certain out loud? It's
At an octave, a certain octave. Is that what you're trying to say?
yeah, you're not allowed to burst out loud at a certain tone in Hawaii on Sundays. You're only allowed aloha.
Aloha.
Oh,
I
God.
had no idea that was coming.
I didn't see that.
Either Tony, alive or dead.
Alive or dead? Yes.
Great
2
Lenny
feet.
says Adams.
2 feet and a heartbeat says JFK.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going
Is
to.
And
that
I'm gonna-
like FJP?
Huh?
What's JFK mean?
John F.
F.
Kennedy.
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 The F
Oh,
stand
are you-
for.
Oh,
Just fucking kidding. What?
Yeah.
Fitz.
Krista, hurry up and tell everybody your damn answer.
Abraham Lincoln.
That was already said.
got
Why
it.
Good Lord.
I didn't
That's
see it. You didn't post it.
I didn't. I just said it.
Will
Abraham
did.
Lincoln. Will said it, and actually so did Mark.
Yep.
Shockingly enough, they both know me well enough to know the correct answer.
Anyways, all right. So, outside of all that,
Sorry, we didn't.
Oh, is that
What-
beer cool?
hey, is anybody, any
Is that
president?
My favorite
president?
president?
No, any president in your state that was born? Same goes for you, Nick.
Ooh,
I don't think so. I think the last guy that ran in my state was like, I don't know, was it John Edwards or something? He got in trouble, and then actually he was, what do you call it? Where they let you go or
Slave.
no slave
You
Don't
said
know how to
I
tell
let
Mark
you
to
go.
spell Lincoln.
absolved, or I can't get for some reason that's not coming to my mind right now. That's the last political guy. How about you? Oh wait, so you're in Alabama.
I'm looking.
What, you don't know what state you're in?
Yeah.
God dang
Oh
it.
my goodness. Man, birthplaces. Presidents. North
Were there any
Carolina,
more
South
before?
Carolina.
No, Edward wasn't impeached. He never even made it.
No, thanks to Forrest Gump,
It looks like I don't have nothing.
nothing.
Nixon
Sorry.
got impeached because of Forrest Gump.
What was that comedy where the guy ran for president and he got it? Was that Forrest? That wasn't Forrest Gump.
No.
No.
He didn't want to be president, but he ended up being president. And he had to do the job. Oh, Robin Williams, maybe?
No. Not the Eddie Murphy, but the other dude.
Not Eddie Murphy, but the other dude.
The other comedian guy that does all that. The short, no, it wasn't that guy.
Come on, Wendy, you got the answer.
Chris Rock?
No.
I think you're
None of
thinking
the above.
older.
None of the above. Is that what you're talking about?
Martin.
Will?
Lawrence. Martin Lawrence.
No, I would say Morgan Freeman would be a great president.
Yeah, actually, I would go for that. Yeah. Yeah, I could do that.
Oh, I think Shane Robbins would be a damn good president.
Better.
I'd vote for that.
No, you're going to the ballot box, girl.
Yes. Yeah. So, yeah, John Edwards did drop out after a scandal. However, he was completely absolved of that. That wasn't. But of course,
All right,
damage is done by that point, which is how stuff works like that.
All right,
Yeah,
let's get away from this because this
all right,
is
let's
getting.
talk about what Mark wants us to talk about.
What does Mark want to? No, I don't know. Mark does not want us to talk about that.
I thought he said he did. Am I
No.
wrong?
No, he does not want us to talk
Richard
about that.
Pryor.
Oh,
Oh.
No, it wasn't Richard Pryor.
Yeah, he
I'll-
played in that
I'll-
movie. None of the above in one.
dude,
Huh.
Brewster's
Brewster's Million something.
Millions. Yeah, that was a good movie, man. I liked it.
Locked it. I locked it.
Oh, I would. Hey, Krista, what about Greg Laney said he'd vote for Mark McElroy?
Ooh.
Oh, wait, but he'd have to take a massive pay cut and move to a smaller house. Joni would let him do
Nah.
that. She'd let him do that. She's not going with him, but
He can go do it.
I don't know. I think Joni would make a great first lady.
I do too.
oh, Mark said he did.
Oh, and Abby, be
Okay.
a great dog.
Okay, the president's dog, Abby.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so hold on. So Mark said yes, we can. Yes, you can. Just won't post a video. So,
Okay. Well, I don't.
Okay.
so we have some paramotor talk. We weren't going to talk about this because I didn't get the
Wait, what?
about Mark running for president.
Oh, yeah. Joni,
Yeah.
you're right.
I'd afraid if Joni was running for president, she'd just fire everybody.
She said she kicked butt.
All right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Okay, so we all know when before we fly, we check the airspace, make sure everything's golden. We're not in restricted. If we are where we can and can't fly, altitude, blah blah blah.
Nick is guilty.
Well, we watched a video that won't ever be posted,
Yeah.
but and this brings up a question for Flight for Gauge.
Yeah.
Because apparently, Nick, you want to tell a story about how you guys checked the airspace?
Because, you were involved in this.
So we went and flew at a place in Georgia. It's irrelevant, but the airspace showed it was clear. Nothing, no TFR, no fly zone, none of that. Everything looked good. So we all took off and flew. Got some cool video and flew some really cool places. And then an hour and a half later, we land and Barney Fife and his team of entourage chase us down and want to tell us that how wrong we are and we can't be flying there because it's a no-fly zone. It's illegal. You got to have a permit just to fly a drone. You can't be in my airspace. And not me, I just stood back and watched, but everyone else said, can you show me where it says that? Because this don't say it. And we all looked it up at the same time, and it does not say it. I found something online that says it's okay to fly this area from the FAA, but it's been showed to me afterwards that there's something from 2020 or 2021 that says it's a no-fly zone area, but it's not marked on the map. So how do you know? How do you know if it's not marked on the map? Are you supposed to do 2 or 3 hours of research before you fly every time to check that area, or just don't go? How do you know?
Well, as a airspace expert, what are we doing here?
Well, first of all, I can tell you what I use for sectionals is called SkyVector. If you don't know about it, you should definitely check it out. I mean, it's something you can use on the phone or on the computer. That covers sectional stuff. But you're right. I mean, Nick, there's those things aren't going to be on any kind of chart or map because a lot of times they're temporary, which is where you're going to start looking up the temporary flight restrictions.
Yes.
Oh, so it was temporary for 25
No,
years?
the guy says it's permanent.
Okay, so even
We didn't find nothing.
if it's
Okay.
permanent, then it would be marked as such on a sectional chart.
Do you know Disney is a temporary no-fly zone since they've opened?
I don't doubt that, but I mean, who wants to fly over Disney?
I'll be right back. Let me get my phone.
Yeah.
So we've looked, and I've looked multiple times. And just like that, it says ForeFlight was good. Mine showed it was good.
Oh yeah, Nick, what were you guys? What were you guys flying over?
Power plant.
A power plant.
Okay.
All right.
But yeah, so I can add something to that. There is. So there is, let's see the best way to word this. There's the FAR, so that's the Federal Aviation Regulations, but there's the Code of Federal Regulations, which is just as important. Just because there's not a specific rule in the regs that says you shouldn't fly over or around power plants, and that is specifically mentioned, power plants. It specifically mentions nuclear plants, power plants, a couple of other things too. I think it's dams.
Yep.
So is
Anything
there a
that, yeah, 9/11.
Oh,
So
okay.
that's when they started cracking down on stuff like that. The best that I can, and I'm not an authority on this, okay, but the main thing, first of all, if it's a nuclear plant, don't go anywhere close to it.
No.
Stay clear.
Yeah.
But if it's a manned power plant or something, I'm not talking about a little substation or something that got those. The main problem is hovering or lingering or loitering, just kind of staying in the area, going around it and around it. That would make anybody nervous.
Right.
And I think that is a violation of CFR, which was our laws, right? I mean, you wouldn't do that in a car either. You wouldn't just circle and circle and circle. Someone's going to ask you some questions.
Yep.
But as far as the FAA goes, I think how they handled it, when it first came out, it was don't do it, and now I think it's suggested not to do it. You know,
Okay.
and they suggest to stay 2,000 feet, fly over 2,000 feet or above. You know,
Okay.
but again, the main thing is the lingering, the loitering around it. Yeah, if someone was doing that around your house, right? Well, I mean, it'd take them all day if it was around your house, Nick. But if they like,
Or Mark.
you'd be like, what the heck?
So,
anyways,
and I agree with the whole loitering thing about just keep going and keep going. But when there's 3 or 4 of you and you bypass one way and bypass another, you're not loitering, but it looks like you are because there's multiple people going by
Right.
every couple of minutes. You know what I'm saying? Even
Yeah.
though you're all
Just-
going one way.
Yeah.
but just okay. So put yourself in their shoes, and remember the Hamas thing and all that. And
I know.
Yeah. So it might be the first time they've ever even seen a paramotor. Might not even know what it is, and I could see how that would make them nervous. So,
If I'm planning to do something like recons, it's not going to be with a 27-meter wing going 15 miles an hour. I'm going to use a speed drone with a camera. I'm going to get all the photos I want. I'm going to fly it back to my half-mile away car sitting there. Going to throw my drone in the trunk and leave. Not sit there and take 5 to 8 minutes packing all my stuff up, tying it all down, and heading out.
So I didn't know that existed, that if it wasn't on there on the sectional, then I mean, to me, it wasn't there. And when I looked it up, it wasn't there.
Hey, Will.
I mean,
Mark said
yeah.
Mark said he sent you a photo to share.
Yeah, he did. Sexy legs, Mark. That's nice. Yeah. He sent me
Mark?
a naked photo.
Hey, Mark, you might want to get off the show and worry about this tomorrow morning. You've got a queen that you need to go and make sure is happy tonight.
If it's date night,
If it's date night, you're messing up already. I'm just saying.
Okay, so let's see what he sent. We'll read it together here. Share, present.
Mark said Mark said I was the definition of lingering. If Mark was looking for the definition of lingering, it'd be you at a buffet bar. Not going nowhere, just sitting right there. Whoop, just next to me.
Yeah, okay, so well, can you see that fine?
Let me blow it up on my end.
Switch it to.
Okay.
Can you?
I see the map. Where's your little mousy thing? Cursor.
so
Right there. All right,
Yes,
so it says, so this is a picture of, I guess it's the area he's referring to, but it says special notice, flight restrictions effective immediately until further notice pursuant to 14 CFR 99.7. That's that Code of Federal Regulations. Special security instructions, operations within the territorial airspace of the U.S. This is a restatement of the previous advisory. The previous advisory said, no, don't do it. This one's saying that pilots are advised to avoid the airspace above or in proximity to sites such as nuclear power plants, dams, refineries, industrial complexes, military facilities, blah, blah, blah. Anything that, if it could cause major damage if that was your intention, I guess is what they're saying. So here's the big one. Pilots should not circle as to loiter in the vicinity of such facilities. And the UFN means until further notice.
Okay, so for them to fly over it and by it in one direction, go 10, 15 minutes past it, turn around and come back, that's not circling it.
No.
It's a flight pattern.
Yeah.
which you can show on your gaggle or whatever. You
So
use.
I don't think that's illegal what they did then. Did Mark? Hopefully Mark's gone, but if he's not, and listening to a guy that's been with this same woman for majority of his life, so you guys didn't circle the Nick, you guys didn't circle the power plant. You flew directly over it and kept going, then turned around, came back, correct?
We're talking hypothetical here.
Hypothetically, yes.
Whether it's one guy or 15 guys, they're not circling the area.
And again, not the pilot here, but being around a power plant, you have a chance of the wind or the heat rising and fall. So who would want to circle that? You just want to get by it as fast as you can and get back.
Well, I know at the family farm, when we fly down to the river, there's a power plant there. Actually, I think it's now inoperable. It doesn't work. I think they decommissioned it.
I know one is no longer there, but I do believe the one in Moscow still is.
We don't go to the one in Moscow. We go to the one in New Richmond. Anyways, long story short, it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be specific.
Never mind. Keep going.
I've flown over that a couple times. I've never, of course, it's probably 15 to 20 miles away from where I took off. So somebody following me's hopefully they got a fast car.
I don't know. Every year you might get news.
The weird part about that is there's two different ones, and they're probably, 15 miles apart.
Yeah.
And the one they said they were concerned about was the second one, and how they caught back up with us 15 miles through the mountain and found us. I do not know. It was so weird.
Well,
Well, I've always operated under the assumption that, like, if I get that gut feeling like, I wonder if this could be construed as something bad, I just do something different. You know, I mean, why?
Yep.
It's like, I don't know.
Well, I
you know
agree
what I'm
with
talking about? That gut feeling. You're like, I wonder if I should be doing this. You know?
I do that. I do that every time I launch. I'm like, should I really be doing this?
Yes.
Fun, but I
And
wonder if I-
I agree 1,000% with Joni.
what did she say?
You
She's
guys?
on there. She
Oh,
said,
she-
we're talking about our men. If they can't do it, then they really, really want to.
That's not what I read. I see, Krista. We are talking about our men. They are super hot and sexy, and Mark is getting something special tonight. Go ahead, Jody. That's how I read that.
Yeah.
That's what I read.
See? And they also don't read correctly, so there's that.
Mm.
Yeah.
They're on the watch list in Georgia.
Mark and Nick and Joni, they are on the watch list in Georgia now.
Not Joni. Joni's innocent.
Let me. I'm gonna pull
I
that
did-
back up. Go ahead.
I didn't say my name and I didn't speak. I just sat there.
I'm curious of. So,
That wasn't the actual area, though. Will
no. Yeah, that's fine.
That's just the notification.
Okay.
My
I-
question
I've
is,
seen the area. I've seen the actual.
Yeah.
yeah. So my question is, what they did, would that be considered illegal? If so, what is the punishment?
Especially if it's not shown on all of your radars that you guys use. How can you find somebody guilty of something you were unaware of?
Oh, well, ignorance is not an excuse. Nice try.
Yeah.
Not an excuse. Yeah.
No,
Not
but
saying
you can
ignorance,
show you've used due diligence.
right, and
You
that you
several-
aren't circling.
Okay.
Stop talking
I mean, I think what you're talking about at that point, though, is criminal, not civil.
Well, how is this fine?
I'm not an attorney, and I don't play one. I'm just telling you. I mean, I'm sure whoever is responsible for the investigation, they would be the ones, would have to make that determination whether to, I guess, refer it criminally. I don't know.
Refer
Sure.
to the FAA.
No, that's not the FAA. That's something different. The FAA is advising you not to. The code of federal regulations, the rules, the laws are saying don't do it. So
No, it's saying they advise you.
not to do it, but that's not saying restricted.
It's illegal.
That's
No,
right.
it's not saying it's illegal. It's just saying, hey, this could cause some problems. Avoid the area if you can. If you can't, well, good luck.
That doesn't mean, though, that you're not still held to, the rest of the rules that don't have anything to do with aviation whatsoever. I think that those rules are part of not Homeland Security, National Defense, something along those lines. It's another department, basically, or agency that's requiring that. So, man, I don't know. I mean, it's a gray area as far as the FAA is concerned. They're making an advisory. They're telling you they advise not to do it. So if they advise not to do it, and then I've read clearly it's saying don't do it from another agency, why do it?
Well, Keith just made a comment. I'm wondering if that's good advice or not, or if that statement is.
Our regulations, you get investigated and possibly charged. Yeah. So if no ill intent, you may get a warning. Okay. So that's basically what I said. So I mean, I wouldn't want to take the chance, right? You might get some examiner or some investigator that's like, yeah, I'm going to nail this guy. I just wouldn't take a chance. I stay away from power plants, dams, and all of the things that if somebody saw me could think that I was up to no good.
And the thing I didn't really understand is I told Mark this when we got back, that the dam by me shows it's a no-fly zone. So that's kind of weird that it shows on my chart that you can't fly. You can fly, I don't know, was it 5,000 or 8,000 feet above it, but not below 5,000 feet around the dam. But it's marked off that it's a no-fly zone.
We're still expected to know, regardless, and that's the reason for the NOTAMs and the TFRs, all that stuff. So I wanted to just point out one other thing here. If you were right here, first of all, if you don't know how to read a sectional, you should learn to read a sectional. You start by looking at the legend; it'll tell you everything you need to know about. But right here, let's say you're right here at this 4-0. And it's perfectly legal to fly. I'm telling you. I mean, it's Class G up to 1,200 feet. So any reason you shouldn't fly there?
I said that.
And the chat, you can answer it too if you want. So right here.
Hey, Keith, I'm actually surprised I'm not on the watch list already.
Mark says he was at least 2 or 3 feet. Yeah, okay, man. You're on it. I'll let him catch you, dude.
Well, the funny part was Gaggle said he was 0 feet above ground when we were flying.
Keith did also say he always uses his alias, Shane Robbins.
That's smart. Yeah,
I'm just saying.
I use
That's
Mark
the
Mack.
name I gave.
I use Mark McElroy, and when they looked that up, they're like, that dude makes way too much money. He's got attorneys. They do nothing.
All right, so I'm not going to keep this up
Okay.
any longer. What I'm saying here is, yeah, you're perfectly okay to fly there, but if you notice the shaded area,
Yep.
usually those are for an approach into, you're doing an instrument approach into an airport, and that is a busy area. So it's a place to really, keep your head.
on a swivel.
Yeah, because you don't want to really be flying underneath the approach or departure corridor anyways. But I mean, obviously if you're flying, the conditions are going to be as such where, they're not going to be doing instrument approaches anyways, unless it's a practice approach, which a lot of airports do. Just something to keep in mind, that you see that rectangle there, it juts out. That's usually because it's in line with an approach.
What is the airport?
That airport is
yeah,
Tri-Cities. Tri-Cities. Right there.
Right there?
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
The little blue cross looking thing.
I was wondering what that was.
It's not Jesus. It's an airport.
I was like, why is there a cross on the ground? What does that mean? Okay. Go ahead.
She's pretty, guys.
Trying to get rid of the.
Hey, I've been confused the whole time and never even asked.
Dude, I look at that chart right there and I can't read it.
Okay, good.
For almost 5 years of flying, I just turn on Fly Sky High and Gaggle, and if that thing says you're good to go, I send it.
There it is.
What's John Wayne talking about? Will?
Where is? Let me put it up there. Department of Energy. That sounds right. Writes its own access rules and fights with federal agencies over the issue. I think it is the Department of Energy. I think you're right, John. They include dams, power plants, and all nuclear stuff. Just saying. So, yeah. Again, why?
So who wants to go flying with me next weekend?
Are you coming down here?
I'm just saying.
Let me tell you guys.
In general.
Let me tell you guys.
Flying with me.
We have my new throttle hooked up. We're having a little bit of an issue. We're working on it with the using the starter button to turn on and off my strobes, but we are working on it. And as soon as I get it all figured out, we will do a video, and maybe I can help out anybody else later down the road that would be interested in using their start button because they don't have a starter on their paramotor and want to control strobes or whatever else you want to control with that button.
And I got your problem figured out of the throttle cable going through the prop. I'll have to take a picture of it and send it to you, but I just realized it we'll what's it on? What's that other motor I got?
The Moster, Adam 80.
Did your
Oh, yeah.
Parajet did your Parajet have that little elastic thing on the side that the throttle cable ran through?
No, not because mine was a 2020, I think.
Okay, I'm gonna send y'all a picture of it after the show. I'm gonna go take a picture of it. But I just realized that's what stops that one from going back through the prop when you move your hand back, because it pushes it in a certain direction off this one little bitty 1-inch bungee. It's pretty cool how it's set up.
Yeah,
I'll
no,
show-
you're talking-
Mark
yeah.
actually, Mark makes a really good point. Maybe that is the problem.
What?
It only works when it's when you push the button in. As long as you hold it in, it works.
That's just a momentary switch, so you're gonna have to make it a positive on a relay to click it.
Well, I'll get it figured out. It's gonna happen, one way or the other.
No idea what's going on.
Okay.
Yeah, so Bill H, I'm sorry. He wanted me to make the pointer bigger. I don't know how
The what
to do
bigger?
that. The pointer,
Make the what?
Oh,
my mouse
Oh,
cursor.
Krista's been asking that for years. Can you make your pointer bigger?
So how's that Parajet Maverick doing, Nick?
It's good. It's not as comfortable as my Kangook, and I don't know if it's the harness or the swing arms or what. I like it because it's lighter, but I don't like the fact that my arms are bruised up again from
Oh yeah.
mine, and that harness is just, it's a large, extra large, but it's a Parajet harness, not that other one, and it's just not comfortable.
It's not the comfort, the Dudek comfort.
Nope. And
Huh.
I don't know why. It says Parajet comfort harness, but it's not the Dudek comfort harness like I got on my Kangook.
Mm.
I like the Dudek. It's a switch. Okay, so Mr. Dana says replace the switch with an on-off switch.
Correct. Which
That's a rocker.
I'll figure it out. I now that I have the new throttle that has a flat kill switch, my PAP was literally just on top, and anytime you adjusted anything, you always hit that kill switch. I know, but I've reached up and turned my GoPro angle on my helmet and hit the kill switch on that PAP throttle. But this one is literally flush. So you actually have to push down and push it down in there to get it. So I think my biggest concern was my pouch is on my right side with my throttle. So if I forgot to turn my strobes on, then I would have to unzip it and find the switch to turn the strobes on and then zip up the pouch again. And there's been a couple times where I've hit the kill switch trying to do that. And so I just thought maybe I can add, since I have the start button on there, I could add the strobes to it. I mean, it's a unnecessary thing that I want. And if it works, great. If it doesn't, then I'll put everything back the way it is. And I won't worry about it so much now that I have the level or the flat surfaced kill switch.
I sent you a picture of that.
Okay. Did you? Okay. So have you have installed it yet?
halfway.
Halfway. We're having trouble with the starter button, which, as everybody is saying here, it's just a momentary switch. So I have to switch that over to an on-off switch, which I don't know how that's going to work, but I will talk to Smart Car Brian tomorrow and we will get it all figured out. Actually, I have everything hooked up. I could probably try it after the show and see if I just held down that button, if the strobes will work.
If it works that way, you'll be able to put some kind of resistor or relay in there to make it trigger on by hitting it once and trigger off by hitting it again.
Yeah, I'll figure it out after the show.
Well, I'm
It's not
curious because Dave says you're not going to like that throttle, and I want to know what your thoughts are after you.
I agree. I want to know too.
I can tell you right now, I'm not going to like that throttle because it's not what I'm used to.
But you think once you get used to it and it has that benefit of turning on your strobes, you may change your mind?
It's much larger than what I'm used to. So it'll take some getting used to. And then at some point I'll probably fall in love with that throttle because I'm used to it. And I'm very, what is it called? Once I get to liking something, I don't change. Like I stick with it.
You're resistant to change.
It's not like, okay, Nick has offered to let me fly his gear when my shit was messed up, and it's not the same. Like if you had a PAP, I probably would have flown it. Like, to be honest with you, but it's different, and I don't like change. I really do not like change. Yeah, creature of habit. Thanks, Joni. God, You're the smart one of the group. Jesus.
I'm looking at this picture here. I'm gonna pull it up.
So look at the throttle cable where it goes right beside the swing arm. It's a bungee.
I did have that.
So that's perfect because you can pull it either way at any time. But like once you're flying, you pull it all the way out, and once your arm goes back, it shoots that throttle cable down, so it can't go back through the netting. And it's just a little hole with a bungee pull around it.
Right.
So right there. That's what you're talking about right there, right?
Yep.
Right. Their little bungee there. Ignore the
little bitty bungee that it stretches over, and that, like when you store it, you can pull the cable back the other way and keep the throttle up, or when you're flying, pull it all the way out. But when your arm goes down or back, it pushes the cable straight down. It won't let it go back through the cage, the netting.
Right. Okay.
Well, I haven't mounted my throttle cable in a route yet. Right now it's set to where it used to be, but I think I want to bring it up over my shoulder and then down. What's going to happen is I'm going to have to put it on, the motor on, and then I'm going to have to try to wiggle.
Recreate what happens.
Well, I'm going to have to try to wiggle that throttle cable into the opening, and if I can make it happen, then it's going to have to get changed. I mean, we are talking 255 hours, and this is the first time it's happened, but I appreciate it if it never happened again. You know what I'm saying? Like I think it's a fluke. It happened.
It happened, so don't let it happen again. So
right. I think it's a fluke thing. I have done plenty of touch and goes and never had an issue, but this one time and I prefer not to let it happen again. So yeah. I did get lucky. I mean, that prop should not be on back of my motor in a whole piece, but yet that helix just keeps on going, man.
Uh-oh.
I'll share one more thing here, Shane.
That's what you said about the herpes.
Yep. Just got to find it. Okay. I'm going to share with you the easiest way I have found to pay attention to the TFRs. Share screen. And maybe See if I can get it to work. Yep. All right. So this is the radar app that I use. It's just my regular everyday weather app. When I pull up the weather to look at the radar, it does that, but it also puts these TFRs right on my map. So I immediately know if there's something I need to investigate further or not. Does that make sense? This is nothing more than just like when you pull up your radar and you get the weather, it's doing that. Plus it adds another layer, which is the TFRs.
Huh.
I don't have that clicked on my map, but I guess I could add the overlay. I can click that overlay, but I don't think I ever have.
Or you could pay $2.99 for the app and you'd have it all. I mean, it's not something that I overlay. It's something the app keeps track of, and it automatically does it for. It's just something that the app is called, for those who want to know, My Radar Pro. It's not a monthly subscription or anything like that. It's just, it's an awesome app. And I've tried them all. And then the last.
So that shows you where they were flying, that it is in that.
No, it would show me temporary flight restrictions, but it's not going to show me things that that you should already know not to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Things that are permanently against the law or permanently whatever, that's not going to show you that. These are things that come and go. They dissipate with time.
Okay.
They have a start time and they have an end time.
Speaking of end time,
Have you downloaded the maps overlay on your Gaggle that shows you the same thing?
mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
Oh, that's sure.
Will paying for Gaggle is a waste of time because
I
you
know.
don't even fly no more.
Yeah,
Sorry, Will. That wasn't funny.
it's all right. It's all right.
You can pay for my subscription.
My internet's not wanting to load. But see, it'll show all my areas of once it loads up in my map. It's showing weather too, and that's the problem right now. It's trying to overload the weather.
Oh, there you go.
Well, see that's another thing. I know that if something is complicated or is an additional step to do it, I'm either going to forget it, or I'm just not going to bother with it.
But you don't. But you
But
do
I
it
always,
one time.
I always look at the weather. I always look at the radar before I fly. I just want to make sure, is there a gust front or cold front that's about to move
Yeah.
through. And while I'm at it, any kind of TFR would stick out like a sore thumb, And they do happen that way. Oh my God, the president's going to be in town, or whatever. So,
All right, let's get out of here. We can actually bring this up next week, and because
Get some
I
education.
I have several questions that I would like to bring up about this. So next week we'll talk about some of this. We'll talk about whatever and anything else that pops up between here and there. So, Mr. Nick, where can we find you, sir?
JustSEbikes.com for bikes, strobes, props, whatever else you need, motor parts.
you got it.
Or like Nick J for videos.
Slightly used Ferraris, garage
You
kept.
have them for sale for long.
Yeah.
Golly. Mr. Will, where can we find you outside of Nick J's house looking for a Ferrari or what?
Well, he's also going to talk about shows and stuff.
About what?
Yeah,
Oh,
shows. You can find me online at willflyppg.com or on YouTube. Just search for Will Fly. And if you live in the Southeast U.S., check out our Facebook page, Southeast Paramotor Group.
Yes.
Just so you know. And there's
And the shows.
and the shows. What kind of shows we got to run around here?
We have a show tomorrow. Is it tomorrow the 18th or 17th? let's see, today's Tuesday. Yeah, so the 18th, you're going to have Lindy's show. It's called Lindy's Treehouse, 8 p.m. Eastern time on YouTube, Paramount USA. Check it out.
Is she doing it on Wednesdays or Thursdays? I thought it was Thursday.
Thursdays on the 18th. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I thought I heard that. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah.
My bad.
You got it. That's it.
And when is Sean coming back on Monday nights?
Man, I do not know. I really don't. I mean, I wait for when Mondays come along. I wait to get a little notification. If he doesn't send it, I just assume we're not having it. So until further notice, but we will let you.
Alrighty.
Awesome. Thank
And you guys can find us here Tuesday nights, 8 o'clock Eastern time, doing the show, Paramotor Talk Show. Jesus. Hold on, my bad. A premature button pushulation.
You get Terry Smith.
Oh, goodness.
You can find me here on YouTube at Never Trust a Skinny Chef Shane and on TikTok at ppgshane.com.
One more thing before I leave. If you are trying to contact me with Messenger, I don't use Messenger. So use text message. Don't mind. Just saying. And I love you guys.
Love you too.
With that being said, see you guys next Tuesday. Peace out.
I've got a lot to say, can't hold it in this time. Got no filter, I got no filter. 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 No filter, I got no filter.
Y'all want to ride some of the coolest bikes around? Just Us e-bikes. Check out these cool, fast beach cruisers. We've got many styles, colors, sizes, men's, women's, you name it, we got it. The best looking bikes around. Check us out, justusebikes.com.
I didn't hit end. Nick sucks.